Okay, so today is December 15th. Actually, let me just make sure I mute everybody. Okay, so tonight, just with it being mid-December, I think the most important thing is to just make sure that we're all having good conversations. We all know how to confidently overcome objections, which really just comes with time. And then the power of the follow-up is you're going to hear everybody talking about that as you all start to kind of like hit emerald rank. You're getting invited to the other team pages. You're going to hear phrases like the power of the follow-up, and then it's all in the follow-up, things like that. So as far as I'm actually going to share my screen and show a conversation that I think is kind of perfect for all of this. Give me 2 seconds here. Okay, so one of the things I've been doing first. So for most of us, I know that it can be kind of scary to do like to do a video or a voice message. Believe me, I do. But the cool thing is that you can actually press and record on your Messenger app. And then if you're halfway through and you're like, oh my God, that was so dumb, drag your finger off to the side and let go. Don't let go while you're holding on to, let me center this real quick. Give me 2 seconds. Let me add Mary to this real quick. Okay, so that's the one nice thing is that even if you were to go ahead and do a voice message, you're not stuck there with what you have to say. You just drag your thumb off to the side either way and then let go. You'll still see the time lapse above the record button, but once you press record again and press and hold it, that'll go away and you are now newly recording. Okay? So I would definitely, if you are following up with somebody for the second time, I'm going to get the follow-ups in the end, I would go voice message route. So starting with a conversation, I'm going to show this girl because we've been talking for quite a long time. I'm going to zoom through this quickly for you. So this girl and I connected in June, okay? So like 6 months ago. And she came back with this whole long thing about how.
Hey, can you share your screen?
Oh, I'm not sharing it? Thank you. That's important. Okay. So this girl and I go back to June 7th. So as you can see, my message was a little long, and I just kind of said, I hope it's not too random to message you. Just want to send a little message and thank you for the love of my coaching post last week. This is something I used to send to people a lot. It really means a lot to have support from other girls in the area, especially on social media where people can be pretty judgmental. I said, no, we haven't talked much, but I'd love to get to know you more. She came back and was super friendly too. I can relate to a lot of things that you said, so I'm just now getting back to you. I was at work. So we just kind of like talked a little bit about like eating disorders and depression. What has she been up to since school? Because she said she had graduated. So we pretty much connected right off the bat because of that. Okay, so I probably should have reached out to her at some point earlier just to thank her for connecting with me. So don't ever let that stop you. I will totally reach out to somebody and say, oh my God, I can't believe we connected 2 months ago and I'm now just saying hi, but hey, just be weird, be goofy, be you. The cool thing about that is it shows them that you're laid back and easygoing, that if they are not there the day that you post in a group, it's okay that they don't comment 2 seconds later, that you just want to show people this is a lifestyle fun thing, and it's as strict as they want it to be. So we kind of talked a little bit about this stuff too, and as you can see, she was asking me questions too. But the biggest point I want to make out of this is that I always end with a question. You will never see a message of mine that doesn't end with a question unless it's one of you guys. Okay, so I pretty much asked her, like, are you working out now too? Because I said she looks great. And we kind of like talked a little bit about her job. We talked a little bit about like what I plan on doing with my business, whatever. And then I don't work out often. I should, and I say I need to, blah, blah, blah. So she kind of asked me a bunch of questions like, do you like working at the tap house, whatever. So we kind of went back through there. I talked to her about personal development. As you can see now, we've been talking for 5 days, so like almost a week. This conversation is a little different because she was messaging me so consistently, right? So you always just get a vibe for people. Nonetheless, again, like I say, I'm always asking questions. Let me see, like, what's your work schedule like? I'd love to invite you. Oh, here I go. So this group could be totally random, but I'm loving your vibe. So I'd love to invite you to join my next fitness group if you're up for trying something new. I like to kind of to spin things that way. Like, if you're open to trying new things or if you're spontaneous, because people want to be that kind of person. Even if they're not, the way that you word it, it's like, yeah, I'm spontaneous, even though they probably haven't done anything different from their normal routine and ever. But a lot of people like will look at that and say like, oh, well, I mean, I would like to be like that. So sure, why not? So I went on a little bit longer than I probably should have, but again, ending with a question. Would you be open to checking out the details and cost? She goes, yeah, I'd definitely be up for trying something new. I'd like to check out the details, so why not start now? Thanks for reaching out to me. So this was back in June that she said she was first interested. Again, like I say, every time they say that they're interested, first thing I do, let's just start here so I can get a good idea of what to suggest. Because at the time, I was just running a whatever group. I had people doing 22-minute hardcore, insanity, 21-day fix, country heat. It was a variety of things. So she wasn't into working out, needed to start. She didn't have a preference, so I figured, okay, well, let's just take this however we want to. Asked her the goals, and then, like I was just saying to Sam yesterday, you want to let them know that you're going to follow up with them. You never want to finish off with like, let me know what you think. They're not going to let you know what they think. Or even if it was just want to get back to me on those, question mark. You ended with a question. Because right there, they have to say yes or no. So I pretty much just said, I'm going to reach out to you this afternoon. Okay, because I think that this message was sent at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I said, I'll reach back out this afternoon and see what you think. She went right into her goals, whatever. This was in June, mind you. So we kind of started talking, whatever. I kind of gave her the layout of the group and how everything works. And then I sent her videos. Okay? So she said, when was that? That was on the 17th. A couple of days later, she said, I promise I'm going to get back to you. This week's been crazy. I reached back out to her like, it was actually funny that we messaged. Okay, this is what happened. We messaged each other literally at the same time. 6:23, 1 minute apart. I went to follow up with her because it was, like I said, after you invite, 5 to 7 days later, you want to follow up. Okay? So technically, I had invited her. And even though so how do I want to word this? I invited her and she messaged me back right away. Okay? So by the end, when she didn't reply to my last message, I thought, okay, 5 to 7 days later. So if you invite them and they don't respond, reach out 5 to 7 days later. If you invite and they do, but then they never get back to you about their goals or they never get back to you about the video, 5 to 7 days later. Okay? It gives them enough time to like maybe remember, watch a few more of your posts. So right there, you can kind of make a post catered toward their goals. If they said something to you like, I really want to get to the gym, but like I'm just so busy. I just, I never really, I'm always making excuses or I have no motivation. Make a post about how like I love going to the gym, but sometimes I don't have the motivation to get myself up and do it. But every morning being in these support groups, seeing other people checking in, it's that extra boost of motivation to get up and just get it done with. Right there, you just not only posted pretty much like a call to action post, but you hit an objection at the same time. Okay, so I had then followed up 5 to 7 days later. She had said, again, the problem is staying motivated and actually doing the workouts. Like, how do people get started with this? So I pretty much just said it's easy to get started. We'll take it slowly. So like I always say with the people the first time, it's let's just get you to work out. If you can't even work out, let's just focus on that. Then the second, third week, we can kind of talk about the meal planning. If you feel good with the workouts, we can dive into meal planning right away. You just don't want to make them feel like they have to sign up and do all of it right now, right this time. The whole idea is we want them to be in these groups forever, right? Eventually we want them to become a coach. So it's not be perfect this first round, see ya, bye. It's let's just get started and get you comfortable in the group. If you work out 4 to 5 days a week, awesome. How about the second week you work out 5 to 6 days a week? And then how about in the second round, we get you in on the meal plan? You can go about it anyway like that. So I had said that, the last step would be getting set up, kind of told her the price, etc. That was on the 26th. I followed up 2 days later because she had, again, liked my post. This is how I overcame the objection. I know you're worried about losing motivation, not doing the workouts, but that's what I'm here for. I just want to share with you that almost everyone I talk to is nervous about not following through with these things. But the difference in your past is that you haven't had me as a friend and coach cheering you on. Definitely want you to know that I'll be there every step of the way. Is there anything else I can do to help you feel more confident in joining us? Always ending with a question and just asking, I know you're nervous. You're supposed to be nervous. Everybody's nervous starting something new. But you have me. And if I'm promising you I'm going to be there every day, what else is holding you back? That's pretty much this last question. What else is holding you back other than fear? Okay? Never responded. So about 2 weeks later, so that was the first time I invited her. Remember how I say you can invite 2 months in a row, then skip a month. First time I invited her was in June. Right back to inviting her in July. And I just was honest. Don't want to bother you. Please feel free to be stop messaging me. I said, but if you're still open to this whole idea, I'll totally meet up with you when it's convenient for you, 2 to 3. We live in the same area. I even offered to work out with her. Mind you, I did things a little bit differently. This was 6 months ago. She apologized, whatever. My biggest thing is I don't know that I can spend the money right now. So a different objection. She said, I'm traveling a lot. I'm afraid about the motivation. I don't know. What do you think? So this was my, again, overcoming objections. I totally feel you. My thing was money, not motivation. I just looked at it like this. I spent a little more than this program. I spent a little bit more on this program in a year at Planet Fitness. I don't have a meal plan with Planet Fitness. I don't have someone calling me to ask me if I worked out that day or how my nutrition was or how I'm feeling. And I don't really know what to do when I'm there or how long to do it, when to stop. Went over the price again. So saying the price, because you don't want to hide the price from them. You want to say it and make it seem like this is valuable. A personal training session, I was charging $45 for a 30-minute session. People were paying that. They weren't getting an eating plan. They weren't getting constant support afterward. They weren't having a group of people to support them. But they were paying 45 minutes for 30 minutes or 45 for 30 minutes. So I'm breaking down the value and the cost to her. That includes everything you need to be successful. Your daily breakfast, a workout, containers, me, the group, all of that stuff's yours forever. I'll say no worries about vacation. As long as you just can get your shake in somehow and get in a workout, you're good to go. Just letting them know, a lot of people think that this is harder than it is, or it's more time consuming than it is. So make sure to reach out. Get to the bottom of what is holding them back. Because all it is fear. She's afraid of spending money and not doing it. She's afraid that she's not going to stick with it. She's afraid that she hasn't really found anything in the past that she's liked to actually put the time and effort into sticking with or doing. So why would this be any different? Okay? Overcoming all, at the end of the day, it's just fear. I think I'm in, but can I wait till Friday? Payday. Okay? So here comes the cat and mouse game. So I said, for sure, girl, ditto to the last part. We got this. I'll message you on Friday, and then maybe we can grab coffee to meet. I'm always ending with a question. Never, ever, ever send a message unless you're ending with a question. She said, that would be awesome, whatever. Reached out to her, said, so excited it's Friday. Never heard from her. Messaged her later that night and just sent her my phone number because it was a Friday and I wasn't going to be on my computer. Nothing. Again, 7 to 10 days later, hey girl, hope you're having a great week. Sorry we couldn't get in touch last week. With that said, I definitely wanted to send you a big thank you for the love of my progress photo. Again, I'm reaching out because she's still liking stuff. Again, is there anything I can do to make you feel more confident about the group? Nothing. So after that, I reached out, like I say, 10 to 15 days later, 12 to 15. This was just 10. Here I go. Being honest. I feel a little awkward because I'm blowing up your messages, but this will be my last. It wasn't my last, but whatever. I said, I know I sound like a broken record sometimes, but I wanted to send a quick thank you for the support of my coaching post. Stop liking my shit if you're not going to respond to me because I'm going to message you. just kept coming back out. This one I didn't end with the question, okay? But she messaged me back. Your post is so positive. My grandma's in the hospital. Can we talk back? I feel horrible, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now we're going to August. Whatever. I invited her to a free group in August. That's what happened. Never got her in August. Fast forward. All of these messages. I skipped. What month was it? I skipped September. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so I skipped September and a little bit of August. We didn't really talk about anything, just like, how's your morning going, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I skipped, just September. So like I say, skip a month after you've been inviting them. I just said I'm happy that we've been able to stay in touch, whatever. I know I've said this before, but your post is so positive, whatever. She's just the power of the follow-up, guys. Like, I built a friendship with her because I follow up. Because that 1 month I didn't invite her to something, that's kind of why she continued to stick on with me a little bit more. Again, I just kind of kept going with it, didn't want to join in anything. I promise I'm not ignoring you. So cool, can't wait to talk. Blah, 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 blah. I sent her a lot of voice messages in November. And I just kind of said, I'm going to leave the ball in your court at this point. I said, okay, I'm done. Let me know your thoughts. And pretty much all I said was, we've been talking now for 5 months. I know that you're interested. I know you're excited. But I know that it is fear that's holding you back. And I can only say so much, and I can only make you feel so comfortable. All I can tell you at this point is you're not alone. And it's silly to think that you're the only person that's feeling this way about starting something new. So if you're open to new things, if you're serious about making this change and getting back into a routine or just starting a routine, like, what else is holding you back? Kind of left it at that. And where did we go? She said, hey, girl, I'm sorry I haven't responded. I do want to chat more about kickboxing. And then this is how I went about it. Now that you can see really how I'm talking in the present. I said, that's okay. I was talking about my hair. I said, okay, so really the next few things are just sending over a video about the program and then possibly hopping on the phone for 10 minutes to answer your questions. From there, we'll get you set up and ready to go together. What do you think? The reason I hop on the phone, anytime I get somebody on the phone, they're done. Done deal. The reason being is that we don't have to keep going back and forth this stupid messaging, okay? Right there, it's like there's nothing, you're just afraid. Stop being afraid. I'm here. You can hear I'm a normal person. I'm real. I run these groups every month. Just say yes. The worst thing that happens is you don't like it and you return it and get your money back. What's that's not the end of the world. I'll use the analogy. Have you ever gone out to dinner and you didn't like your meal? Are you the type of person that's too awkward to send it back and ask for it to be taken off your check? Or will you sit there and not eat it and pay for it? Put your hands up for one or two. Will you say something, have them send it back and bring you a new meal or ask to get it taken off? That's number one. Or will you sit there and pay for a meal that you don't want to eat and you won't eat? Okay. I'll totally send that shit back. Why? I'm a server. Okay, so right there, send that stuff back. The chef needs to know that it wasn't good so that he can be better in his next meal so that he doesn't make that same mistake again. Because it's not just at the customer, right? It's affecting the server and their tip. It's going to affect the chef because then they're going to get pissed off if they're wondering why isn't anybody eating this food, right? It's just a waste of stuff. So that's pretty much how I went about it with her. I just kind of said, like, are you the type of person that's just going to keep sitting here and saying that you're interested, but still letting that one thing hold you back? Fear. Just fear of trying something new. Fear of saying, I don't like this. It's not anything personally offensive at all. It's a personal preference. If you're paying for something, you better damn well like it, right? So the same thing here. So that's kind of how I just left it off at that. She said, I think that sounds great. This is how I go about sending videos. I said, I'm so excited. I hope you are too. Here's the video of the workout. You'll see Joel and Jericho in the video. Those are the two trainers, and they're awesome. I'm personally not an infomercial girl, so I think it's cool to have you see a real person having done this. So the video I sent It's a short video. I think it's like 3 minutes and 20 some seconds. And it's a woman actually sharing it. I said, definitely ask questions. Mind if I reach back out tonight or in the morning? She didn't respond, so I'm going to reach out in the morning. Okay? She already knows I'm probably going to because I just said it right here. That is how I go through a basic conversation. I could tell you where she went to, what she studied in school, what she's kind of struggled with, which was eating disorders a little bit and just not really knowing what to do. I invited her 2 months in a row, skipped a month. Every time I follow up, the first follow-up is about 5 to 7 days later. It's like a week. Second follow-up is about 10 to 15 days after that last message. Okay? Skip a month if you've already invited them 2 times in a row. Go back into inviting them. And the reason being is that I didn't do that for somebody. And Sam, I was just telling you this the other day, and she kind of got feisty with me about how what was I just going to say? That I had waited so long between my last message. She's like, I just don't know how you're going to invite somebody and then not follow back up with them. I was like, oh, you're right. I'm sorry. So that's just how I quickly run through a conversation. I'm going to also just open up my Instagram real quick so you guys can sort of just quickly hear how I get people to, how I talk about the programs through Instagram. So let me see something real quick. Okay, I messaged this girl and I went straight into, okay, Ashley, is a good one for you. I went straight into coaching. Her name's Ashley. Hi, Ashley. I hope you're having a great day. / it's cool to message you. I know this is super random, but I love your page so much, so I'm just going with my gut. Again, that's pretty much the initial intro. It's worked really, really well for me because it's saying, I hope it's not weird. I love your page, compliment, and I'm following my gut. So it just goes to show I'm spontaneous. The best thing that comes out of this, we become friends. The worst, you don't respond. Who cares? You're on social media. I said, I'm always looking for fun ways to meet good vibing people, to share a little bit about what I do as a virtual fitness coach. I know it might not be something you've ever thought about before, but by chance, would you be open to having a conversation? I can't help but think you'd be wonderful at this. Thanks for thinking of me, but I'm not interested in coaching. I love what you do, but I'm working on other stuff right now. So was I. So I said, oh my gosh, girl, no worries. I totally appreciate the response. I'm super curious. What kind of stuff are you working on right now, if you don't mind me asking? Never take no for an answer. Right now, she's basically just saying, let me try to brand myself like everybody else. And maybe it's going to work really well for her. Maybe she's going to get sponsored, and I hope that for her. But at the same time, Beachbody has done for me so much more than my personal training business did. So I want her to know that I don't reach out directly to people about coaching. If you really see somebody's page that you think would be so good at this, let them know that. Because if you don't, somebody else is going to. Another coach is going to. They're going to follow their gut and go out on a limb. So I just said, I would love to hear some of the things that you're working on if you don't mind me asking. She never responded. 7 days later, hey girl, hope you're having a great day. Just girl crushing over here on your page, and still would love to hear more about what projects you're working on. Again, no worries about coaching. Honestly, it's just fun connecting with other fit girls around the world. She said, hey, thank you. That's so sweet. So right now I'm creating at-home workout plans. No shit. And she said, hopefully I'll have them out by early spring. It's really exciting. So cool. So this time last year, I was creating at-home workout plans, and I was posting about them on Instagram. Nobody was joining me. Why? I had no credibility. I had less than 1,000 followers, and I wasn't sponsored. I wasn't super ripped. My ass isn't 14 inches sticking out behind my back. I don't have fake boobs. I'm not like somebody that tens of thousands of people are liking on one single post about me holding a banana in the air. No one cares about Emily and just Emily. Okay, I didn't stand out quite yet. She's going to face the same things. But she said, so how's coaching going for you? And I said, oh my gosh, keep on keeping on, girl. Can't wait to see what you create. honestly, I love supporting and meeting other boss girls, so definitely keep me posted. I'd love to be a part of anything that you're doing. Right there, kind of like saying that I support you, I'm here, would love to stay in contact, etc. I said coaching is going really well. My team and I had an amazing month in November, so I'm really excited to be traveling to Orlando in March for a weekend getaway. So crazy to meet people through social media. And she said, yeah, absolutely. In the new year, I'm doing a giveaway for a trial group for the program. You should enter it when I do that. And then she said, what are you going to be doing in Orlando? So again, like I didn't, I couldn't, a lot of coaches, I'll be honest with you, will just not respond to that. They'll say she wasn't interested, whatever, they won't even give the time of day. I don't know if you guys were still here when Carly, her Facebook name is Carly N. Jordan. She was my first coach. I found her on Instagram. DM'd Carly straight off the bat, talked to her about coaching. Her response was no, period. And I was like, oh shit. Responded back because I'm crazy. And I was like, no worries, girl. I responded back as if she had said, oh my gosh, thank you so much for thinking about me, but I'm not interested right now. Even though it just said no, it's how you perceive it, right? So I was like, oh my gosh, girl, no worries. Like, definitely didn't mean to be too forward or anything. Sometimes I just can't help but follow my gut. I said, have you been asked, do you mind me asking if you've been approached about this before? Because I kind of had that feeling. She said, yeah, actually, I've been asked about coaching 2 or 3 times. And I've mentioned, the same sort of things about, like, why I don't think I could be good at it. And I never heard back from them. So I just kind of have a bad taste in my mouth about it. Asked her, okay, so, what are those things that make you feel like you wouldn't be a good coach? She listed them. I overcame her objections. We started a conversation. She said, I'm really interested in joining your team. I said, why? She said, because you're the only person that actually invited me and made me feel like a person and not a mass invite. And you actually took the time to overcome my objections. Don't feel annoying, guys. Don't feel annoying. If anything, it's more annoying and it feels less personal for you to just invite somebody and not follow up with them. Because instead it's showing that you're just sending out crap into the world, and now you're waiting for them to take action. It's not going to happen. Your dentist does not just call you one time and hope you come in. No, because that dentist, like, they have appointments. Their time is valuable. Like, people need to see them. Portray yourself like that. Believe in yourself that way. This is health and fitness. At some point in their life, they're going to have to do something about it. Okay? The nice part about it is that if they do something about it right now, it's by choice rather than because they have to do it. So follow up and be honest. In my voice messages today, anyone that I followed up with that I invited people on the 2nd. That was my first follow-up. So today was the 14th, 15th. I'm a little behind. Voice message to everybody. This is my second follow-up. Then I said, hey, girl, I hope it's okay to reach out. I really don't want to blow up your inbox or make you feel pressured to do anything. But at the same time, I want to follow up because I want you to know that I care about you and your goals. I really feel like you would love this group and this program, and I don't want you to think that I forgot about you. I know that you wanted to do A, B, and C, or I know that you want to have A, B, and C. Refer back to their goals. So if you're still serious about those, I'm here for you 100% of the way. Is there a good time for us to finish our conversation this weekend? Or you can say, is there anything else holding you back right now that I can help you feel more comfortable with? Always finishing with that question, sharing that you're passionate about this, that you want them to join you, and following up. So I hope that helped, kind of like just showing you how I go through everything, how I ask about, if I sent you these videos, would you be able to watch them? Do you mind if I reach back out tomorrow? Just kind of like keeping them posted about what's going on. So I'm just going to unmute you guys real quick. I'm going to stop sharing this. Where are you? Okay, so if you guys want to ask any questions, you can. Otherwise, I'm just going to end the recording.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
As far as follow-ups go, I just started that whole, like, a few weeks ago, I guess I started the whole kind of like mass invite strategy on Instagram. Just like, instead of building the relationship first, just going for the invite. And I've been doing that every day. Do you go back and follow up with all the people that don't respond to those?
I've been thinking about that. what I wrote down the other day, I had it as I would invite them and then go back through 1 week later. Yes. Yes. Follow up with them.
Okay.
Follow up with the people that it says seen at the bottom. If it doesn't, don't. Eventually, I bet you that they will end up messaging you when they see it. The best way to go about it is to do Instagram stories. You can now go live on Instagram. So, Ashley, I know you love Instagram. Take advantage of it. All these people that I'm like obsessed with on Instagram that I'm not connected ever with on Facebook, now they can see me live. Like, that's just tapping into so many cool people. Go live about your workouts. Go live making a meal. Go live showing a group itself. Like Sam, you could go live on Instagram and literally like turn your phone around and show the layout of your free group when you're inviting to the next one.
Okay.
Like, just a lot of ways to kind of get people to see different things that you're doing. And pretty much like you want people to feel like they're already a part of what you're doing, that they already know you. You can only relay so much through just like a post and a photo. I know that I go live a lot. I'm not very good at it though. Like, I need to totally cut back on my time. I know that I could get way more people to like actually tune in. But now it's getting to the point, I even have a stopwatch and I'm like, oh, I'm 25 minutes over what I wanted to talk. And that's bad because now I've built up this reputation where if you're going to tune in live, it's going to be a long video. And not everybody's going to be turned on by that. So that's kind of what I need to be working on. But it's nice for both of you is that you really haven't built a repertoire at all. So you can totally design it however you want it to be. So like Sam, you and I were just talking about this, about the whole like going live thing and like wanting to like figure out what it is that you want to talk about before you just start going. I do have an outline of what I want to talk about. I always do that before I go live, just to make sure that I'm touching on the points I want to.
Okay.
A key thing I also do, I actually took this from sophomore year of high school in my Comp Com class. I put an asterisk next to the word. I have a big no on a piece of paper that's hanging in front of my bulletin board and says no words. And I have crossed out, like crossed out, and then I have in an asterisk, if you don't know what to say, pause. There's a power in pause being so just. And so instead of saying, yeah, so all three of those words are unnecessary. Yeah, so no, we don't need any of that. Yeah, so like, what was I saying? No, just have a bullet list. Even if you wanted to type something out while you're at work, while you're in the car. Sometimes I will no lie pull out my phone. I just got an idea. I'm like, okay, tonight on live, talk about blah, 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 blah. And then I'll get home and I'll just start like bullet pointing what I had recorded to myself. So that's like a cool little tidbit too.
Yeah. I think I came up with this idea where, like, to kind of get over my fear of being on camera, I'm going to, like, I mean, I still obviously want to go live and everything, but to kind of prepare myself for it, like I have set in my planner, like 3 times a week where I'm just going to make videos, just for myself. Just
yeah.
To kind of, like,
that's awesome.
And have an idea of what I'm talking about and kind of feel more comfortable talking to people. So I think that's
totally. Another cool thing, guys, is something that I do is when I was first started coaching, I made a ton of training videos. Like, I made all these videos about like how to, design your Instagram, how to overcome objections, how to invite, how to follow up. I have all these training videos. I didn't even have a team. But I have them on there because people randomly scroll through YouTube. People are Googling, is Beachbody a scam? Or Beachbody compensation plan? Or Beachbody objections? Things like that. People that are like shopping around. Do I want to do this? And different, like your videos might pop up. So Sam, like if you're practicing and stuff, get a YouTube channel going. Like I'll just like quickly show you mine before we have like 2 seconds left. And I mean, it's not like pretty or anything like that, but I'm like trying to work on it a little bit every day. So as you can see, if I were to go to my channel, So like I designed like this little kind of thing. It just sucks. You can't really see anything. I have like a photo and everything. Like I had my prep week calls. I put my workout videos here. Like I don't have a ton of views or anything, but I don't really talk about it a whole lot. But you can actually have like, let me see what all my videos are. I put like our team calls, how to track your tribe. What else did I have here? Like new coach, like posting schedule and challenge groups, success clubs and emerald ranks, daily tasks and power hours, coach basics, coach plugging in, like all of these things. So like I don't know who half of these people are that have like watched my videos, but like my why I became a coach, like right there, that's there, so I can send that to other people. What's other stuff that I have? Just like daily to-do things, setting up your Facebook, what's your why, a day in the life of a Beachbody coach. Like this is all like 8 months ago. I still lived at home when I was making all these videos. You can tell, like look how long my hair is and I look like a baby. And so you can start building stuff that way because you can edit them. You can make them perfect before you post them. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with those. So you can always try it that way. Post on Instagram, go into Snapchat, Instagram stories. Hey guys, I have a YouTube channel. Go check it out. Ashley, post all your workout videos there. You know, get people from YouTube to come and check out your Facebook page. There's people that aren't on Facebook that just search YouTube videos. Like my sister and her roommate all through college, they just YouTubed workouts. That's how they worked out. I know that it seems weird to us because we don't do it, but people are looking for that stuff all the time. Just gotta like think outside of the box. And again, this is like, I was trying to say this to Ash the other day too, Sam, is like, make this your own. There's so many different social media platforms. You don't have to just do what I'm doing. I'm just leading by example, but more so want you to just know that there's so many things available to you that if you wanted to open a blog, start a blog. There's some amazing blogs out there. Yeah, amazing blogs out there. If you want to really run with YouTube, go ahead and do it. I know some coaches that only do Instagram. So they have like a follow-up system, how to, keep in contact with certain people. They unfollow so many people, whatever. To me, it's just not organized enough yet for me. And because I wish you could do Instagram from a desktop computer. And you can't, which sucks. Oh, it's such a pain in the ass. If I could do it from there, it'd be a totally different story. So just find something that you really love, get good at that one platform, and then branch off. So when I started as a coach, I sucked at Facebook. I didn't even know my Facebook password. So I was like, okay, running groups is going to be on Facebook. If part of my to-do list is joining new groups and things like that, okay, I got to get on Facebook. I did my best to perfect Facebook, and then I went back to Instagram. And so right now I found like an Instagram theme I want to use. So like a certain filter for my photos, things like that. So everything looks like it's a pattern and whatever. So just tackle one thing at a time. Don't try to do all of them at once. It's not going to work. And then you're not going to ever get one finished. Okay? Okie dokie. Alrighty, girls, I'm going to stop recording this.